All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Breaking Through the Glass Ceiling. And on today's episode, the special edition, I have the NOVA Vemon basketball team. So, ladies, could you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
My name's Taylor Pierce.
My name's Squirewell.
And my name's Nikita Morris.
So, how y'all doing today? I know we're in the midst of a pandemic, so sports isn't taking place the way it usually does. But how are y'all feeling?
I'm good, honestly. I kind of wish my AAU team sort of played a tournament during this time, but at the same time, I give my coach much respect for caring about the safety of everybody and their health. So, other than that, we've been doing practices all together. And we still make sure to stay together, talk to each other in the group chat, still having that team bonding going on. So I say we're all doing pretty good.
I agree.
Yeah. And like Kaya said, like I'm disappointed that we don't have a season, but I understand. And at least we're like still seeing each other like most of the weeks and getting together and stuff.
So y'all are able to kind of remain in game shape?
Yes,
Yeah, of course.
Yes, it's helping us stay in shape is also helping us for our high school season that's coming up. Not sure if we're going to have a high school season either, but either way, I still think it's a really good way of keeping us in shape.
Yeah. So if we do have a high school season, we'll be prepared for anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me ask y'all this. When with the pandemic going on and y'all, still playing basketball with each other, have y'all been limited as far as other outside activities to prevent contact tracing or anything?
Well, we haven't been able to get together inside as much, but we've had some team bonding activities and stuff outside so that we're all safe and
Yeah, and we also have our practices outside, so we won't have to go to a local gym and possibly pick up something from there. So we've had all of it outside. Our workouts were 6 feet apart until we started getting used to each other and we started passing the ball to each other. And eventually, like in between each drill, we would use some hand sanitizer, which I think is a great way of staying safe.
yeah, we also all bring our own balls to practice to limit.
Oh, wow. So I was always wondering, especially with basketball, how do you, with the NBA and the WNBA, they were in a bubble and a wobble. So I was wondering, like, how do you still stay safe during this time? But, I understand you say you bring your own balls to practice. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and our coach also makes sure, like our teammates would let him know if we're out of town. So, we'd basically like text him, tell him that we're out of town and how coming back, he'd make sure that we quarantine for at least 2 weeks in order to return to practice. So I think that was also a really good way of preventing possible coronavirus to the entire team.
Yeah, like when I was out of town for a few weeks, I didn't practice, but I was still able to show up and cheer everyone on and make sure everyone was working hard.
That's good, So let's talk basketball. When you first of all, so who's the vet on the team and who's been playing along? How long have y'all been playing together?
So actually we're all vets, which is a funny thing. And this is only our second season playing together. NOVA Vemon was a new organization starting from last year. And so we all got together and actually Nikita goes to my high school, so it was easy to kind of recruit her and bring her to this new organization. Taylor, we met at tryouts and we had no idea who she was. And so we all just kind of tried out, got the team together. It was a great experience last year. And this year, actually, our team is a lot better. Still sad that we couldn't play with the great team that we have, but it's okay because we're all a sisterhood, we're all a family, and we all get along with each other very well. There are no arguments, no bad blood. And that's what I love about our team is that we're all for one and one for all.
Yeah, and the organization itself has grown so much. Like just from last year, Like last year, there were about like maybe 15 people at tryouts, but we had like close to 60 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's amazing. So let's see, Kaya, your nickname is KD and Baby LeBron. Who gave you the nickname?
So my coach, my head coach and assistant coach for AAU gave me that nickname. They refer to me as KD because Kevin Durant's so like versatile. Like he's long, but he's like 6'11", but he can also, he has point guard skills as well, dribble the ball, easily get past a defender. The thing about LeBron is that I'm called that a lot because LeBron's really good at driving to the basket and his will to want to win, and the strength that he has. He basically bullies people around all the time. So that's where I got my nickname from.
So I like how you really said like LeBron is good. What you're really saying is I'm good at driving to the basket and I'm gonna make people pay. So I got
yes.
I gotta ask you, who's your favorite between the two?
Kevin Durant all the way.
Oh, really?
Kevin Durant all the way. He is my favorite. Yes.
Do you think he's better than LeBron already, or you still think he got some work to do?
Well, obviously, right now he's not exactly playing because of his injury, but I would say when Kevin Durant comes back, that he will be better. I put money on it. I'm very positive with my answer.
Okay. Nikita, your nickname is Flash. How did that come about?
So basically, when our team first started, our first practice,
Speak up a little bit louder.
when our team first started, we had our first practice, and coach loves to run us. That's one of the main things to make sure that we stay in shape and stay conditioned. So I used to do track when I was younger, so I was already pretty fast. So I remember we had this one drill where we basically just had to run across the court and back, and we had to do it about, I would say, maybe 8 times. Well, way more than that. So we started that off, and I was obviously, no offense, you guys, I was, there and back up the court in about 10 seconds or so. And that's basically where the name just came.
Oh, wow. So on a fast break, you're the person that's usually the one scoring?
For sure.
Everybody
Yes.
nods their heads like, absolutely.
She is definitely the fastest on the team. 1,000%.
So, and Taylor, your nickname, the GOAT, the Enforcer, the Technician.
Yeah, I have a lot. So for the technician, I got that at one of our practices in the beginning of the season. We were going over a new inbounds play, and the coach corrected me on something, and by the time like we got to the next practice, like I'd remembered it, and that's just where the technician was born. But do you want to explain the GOAT?
The GOAT actually I came up with. So basically after every single practice, my team and I, like, we would take a Snapchat and just kind of post it to our story, just for fun. And this time I took a Snapchat and I actually recorded a video of Taylor. And in the video, I like typed like the GOAT. And I don't know why I did it. I just did it. And then ever since then, it kind of just stuck. So that's where her GOAT nickname came from.
That's awesome. So listening to you ladies talk about your nicknames, that sounds like an all-star caliber team right there. How have y'all been able to destroy and intimidate your opponents?
Any of you want to touch on that?
Well, our coach, he is very enforcing on showing up like to win. Like when you go to a tournament and you play a team, you can't joke around. You can't like just act like, oh yeah, they look soft, we're gonna beat them. No, you have to have that military mindset that you're gonna destroy everyone that you see. So that's basically what we've been doing. We always show up in practice. We always have matching uniforms and matching shoes, even down to the socks as well. We have to have matching socks. We have to just go in and look like we're military and we're basically going into war.
Yes. Speaking of military, Coach always says to us, when you go into war, you don't see anybody laughing, do you? And I was like, wow, that's actually a really good reference to make, because it's like, you're right. Nobody is laughing when you go to war. And it's like the same thing with basketball. When you're playing before a game, even the professionals or college athletes, like, you don't see anybody goofing off and laughing. You basically have to be focused into the game, and it's all about the mindset.
Yeah, Coach always like emphasizes that we have to stay disciplined and stay on top and stay serious.
Wow. So when you look back over everything, how do you, I'm saying, when you look back over everything and you look at, you said you don't smile, how often do you play friends? And how hard is it to stay in that, I'm gonna say, Mamba mentality going into these games, especially if you're playing like a close friend on the opposite side?
Well, I would say for me, it's not hard at all. I don't really, Coach always says, even if you do have a close friend on the opposite team, don't view them as that. View them as the enemy. So that's always how I take it. I take them as, okay, I'm playing like you're not one of my friends, and my team is going to destroy your team. Basically, that's the mindset that we all have.
So y'all got the Russell Westbrook mentality.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So is there a delay? Are you shaking hands immediately after, cracking jokes, or do you have to decompress?
I would say it all depends on if I lose or win. If we win the game, obviously I'll be happy. I can talk to them after the game. But I would say if we lose, it would just kind of take me a while, and I would have to decompose, like you said.
Definitely.
So it's all about whether I win or not, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Nikita, talk about how it felt to win the NOVA Vemon Rookie of the Year award.
It felt amazing to win that award, to be honest, because when I first joined the team, I was always put down at the 5, so that would be the center. But I was nowhere near a center just because of my speed, my versatility. So when I joined the team, and the coach said, first of all, our team is positionless. You can play any position that you want to. But for me, I was put in number spectrum, a 3 or a 2. So like a shooting guard, all that stuff. So just seeing how much I've grown from playing on previous teams to this team, and being able to like bring the ball up, being able to shoot, because I was never told to shoot or bring the ball up, and using my speed to my advantage, it just felt really great to be awarded Rookie of the Year for all the hard work that I put into for that season.
How long did it take to get used to being able to do more, essentially, with the ball?
I want to say it took the first month or 2 just to kind of get my ball handling a little bit better. But once I got the hang of it, and we were playing in games, and we were just having fun, beating teams, and just building that good chemistry, it just felt really good in the end.
Okay. Now, Taylor, you was named voted the best teammate. Can you talk about what that means? You're the team captain, but to be voted the best teammate, and I know sometimes as captain, you got to be, the one to hold everybody kind of accountable sometimes. So what did it feel like to be voted as the best teammate by the players and the coaches?
It felt really good. Like, I always try and cheer on my teammates and make sure that they're playing to the best of their ability, and like getting the recognition for that felt really good. Like, as a team leader and a team captain, I try and lead by example. So getting the recognition felt really nice.
Okay. And Kaya, can you talk about the dedication award you won and what it meant for you?
It meant a lot to me. I won the dedication award because first, I never missed a practice, like, ever. My dad coached me ever since I was in 5th grade. And like, I played for CYA, Lady Storm, all these different teams. And for all of those teams I played for, I've never missed a practice or any event or game. So that's where a lot of my dedication comes in, and also putting time into the game outside of just the team. Like I do my own studying, like I'll watch any and all basketball, research on certain players to see how like they move, basically study the game. So I would say like I was like a student of the game, and I think that's where a lot of my dedication award came from.
When did y'all first become fans?
Of basketball.
Yeah, like when did you become? I was ask a 2-part question for each one of you. When did you first become fans of the sport, and what player made you fall in love with the sport?
Okay, so I first became a fan of the sport because my parents would always like encourage us to at least try a sport, and if we didn't like it, we didn't have to play it, but if we did, then we could stick with it. I've tried multiple sports. I've tried baseball, soccer, swimming, lacrosse, and then when I started to try basketball, I realized that I've had a love and passion for it, so I wanted to keep going with it. So ever since, I haven't played any other sport besides basketball. I've been playing basketball since second grade, I believe, first or second grade. So that was great, and ever since then, I've been just going up from there. I would say my favorite player, 100%, like we were talking about earlier, Kevin Durant. He inspired me to become a better player than what I was. Playing with other teams, I've always been told to be in the post. I'm not a post player, maybe at the time because I was just taller than everybody else because I just grew faster. I knew that as I would get older, my I would stop growing at some point. So right now I'm 5'7", and that's definitely not a post player size. That's guard. So I knew for wanting to play high school and college, I had to develop some kind of guard skills. So looking at Kevin Durant, him being a guard, but also like keeping his post moves, I think really helped me out a lot because I knew a lot of post moves, but I just wanted to develop a little bit of the guard. And the thing about Kevin Durant is I like how he has both. So studying KD throughout the years has really helped me develop not just even more post moves, but more guard moves as well.
Okay. Who want to go next?
So I've loved basketball ever since I was a little kid, just due to my dad loved watching sports. We would always watch basketball, football, soccer, just any sport. But I always loved watching basketball. I just thought that it was a cool sport, and there were so many of those dominant players at the time, like Miami LeBron, Dwayne Wade, all those good ones. So I started playing basketball. I want to say committed to it in about 4th grade, just because, like Kaya said, my parents wanted me to try all the different sports and stuff. But I really got committed, I want to say, in 4th grade. And the player that I've looked up to would have to be Dwayne Wade, to be honest, just because of how versatile he was, just how dominant he could be. I really looked up to that. But the player I look up to now is Luka Doncic, just because, like, he is a European player, but he just dominates. Whatever team he's playing against, he just dominates, whether it's a three-pointer, mid-range jumper, just dunks, everything. I just think he's a really dominant player.
So I've been playing basketball since about 1st grade, and I've done like a lot of different sports. Like I've done softball and soccer, basketball, or swim, softball, volleyball. I've done a lot of different sports, but throughout all that time, basketball is the only sport that I've stuck with because I love the game so much. And I think I really became more competitive in 4th grade, but it's always been a sport that I've loved. And I think a player that inspired me, I would probably say Kobe Bryant because of his mindset.
Mm-hmm.
He inspires me to go into the gym and aim to be a better player by the time I've walked out and always keep working no matter what.
I gotta agree with her on that. Definitely Kobe Bryant and MJ when it comes to mindset. And for me, personally, everybody knows this, but I'm very physical when it comes to being on the court. I like to bully people around. So a lot of people would refer to me as like Christian Laettner. And Christian Laettner, I'm a huge Duke fan. So Christian Laettner is like my favorite Duke of all time. So watching him and seeing how physical he is, I mean, sometimes he do a little too much. That's you can't get away with, but he did because it's Duke. But I still kind of learned from him in a way, like being physical, and also he was also a big man as well, having guard skills. So I think having the mindset and being versatile is really good way of becoming a great player.
I love the fact that y'all students of the game. As you can see right here, Kobe, my favorite player of all time. Can y'all talk about your favorite Kobe moments, and if you have any favorite Gianna moments?
I would say my favorite Kobe moment. I mean, I was born very in 2000, so obviously I've seen 24 Kobe. My favorite personally is 8. I love number 8 Kobe. So going back and watching the games from when he was 8, or just getting into the league, he's about 18. That's when I would love to watch him. Just watching him dominate, it was just like ridiculous. Like especially being that young and going from high school straight into the league was incredible. Seeing how like dominant he was compared to these other guys that have been in the league for years. So I would say just in the beginning of his career, that's my favorite Kobe moments to watch. And so that's what I would say for myself.
I completely agree with that. But at the same time, for me, Kobe was just a great person off the court as well. So I loved seeing how he gave back to the community. I feel like that's a great thing that more athletes should do, is just use their platform not only for sports, but to inspire other people to want to be a good person overall.
Yeah, and I don't think I could pick a favorite Kobe moment. He's just such an amazing and versatile player, and he has there's so many good qualities.
Yeah, it was January sucked. There's no other way to put it.
For everybody, not even basketball fans,
just everyone.
Yeah. You remember where you were when you found out?
Yes, actually, I was in the gym. I was at the gym, getting ready to get a workout in, and all of a sudden I see an alert on my phone from TMZ, and I was like, this is definitely fake. And so I clicked on it, and it literally started popping up everywhere. And then that's when I was like, okay, maybe they mistaken it for the wrong person. But I found out, it was Kobe. It's very devastating. I think what got me more is his daughter as well, because she had a lot of dreams of being a WNBA player. And that's one thing I'd say I love about Kobe, is that he cared so much about female sports, which I think is great, especially for a big male role model like him, to, notice the female sports, notice the great things that we're trying to do. Kobe helped us a lot in the female aspect of it. And I would say the thing about Gianna is that, she just wanted to be a WNBA player so bad. And, she was so amazing for her age. And it's really devastating to hear about her as well, and how she couldn't live to her full potential or have the dreams that she wanted to come true.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was definitely one of them tear shedding moments. I was working, and so my first thing when I first read it, I was in the middle of editing a video, and I was like, I gotta have this Mamba mentality. Kobe would be like, boy, if you don't get yourself edit. So did you stop playing? I know you said you was in the gym. Did you throw up more shots? Did you take time to try to process everything?
Well, first it was just me and my dad in the gym, and when I got the notification from a water break, and we were all just we were just in shock. So we kind of had to pause for a second and think about it, read up on it, just to see if it was true. And unfortunately it was. And I would say about 10, 15 minutes later, we went back to shooting, but literally the whole time while I was working out, we were talking about it and how we couldn't believe that it's happened. We talked about the good Kobe moments that he's had. And I would say my dad is a huge fan of Kobe Bryant, so this really hit him hard, like to another level. So he kept talking about the different moments he had and throughout Kobe's career and the things that he remembers, and he was just reminiscing. And just to see it later that day, we just to see it on the news everywhere, it was just really devastating. So it's a very sad time, and even not even just basketball fans, like everybody who knew him, I would say, was really impacted by this.
Yeah. You mentioned the WNBA. Segue. Who's your favorite WNBA teams and players? If you each can answer it.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll say the Mystics.
Okay.
You know, that's home. The Mystics. They also just won a championship, and last season they did, and I was kind of proud. I was like really proud that the female were getting recognized, because I actually went to a playoff game, Mystics playoff game last season, and just to see the amount of people that were there was like incredible. Like, you would think that it was a guys' game. Mm-hmm. So to see the support, I kind of wish the support was there the whole time, but to see some kind of support during playoff time was really, really great to watch. And to see them on TV winning a championship, I think that's awesome, just because it's our hometown team. And if you look at the other Washington teams from every sport, besides like maybe the Capitals or Nationals, like the Wizards, they haven't won a championship in I don't know how long. But it was just good to see a female basketball team from our hometown win that.
I would say my favorite team, I've been watching a lot of the Indiana Fever. I really like the camaraderie that they have. And my favorite player is also from that team. Her name is Erica Wheeler. And the reason why she's my favorite player is because she actually went undrafted, but then she got invited into the All-Star game. And then that's where she finally got her chance to like make her mark and shine and show all the hard work that she's been doing. And then she got a chance to be on the Fever.
I don't think I really have a favorite team. I like to watch like the different teams and find out like see the different skills and aspects like each individual player has to bring to the table, and see how like I can apply that to my game to make myself a better player.
So I gotta ask you this. I always wondered this. You get an opportunity, college basketball time come up. You go to any school in the world. Are y'all going to UConn, where they get everybody, or are you going to try to go make a legacy somewhere else?
I'll take it. I would definitely say I would love to make a legacy. Just because going to a team like UConn, yes, they're very good and successful, but you have people sitting on the bench that won Gatorade Award and things like that. So it's very hard to get playing time as well. I would just say starting legacy somewhere else and building the program is a lot more like memorable, and getting the school's name out there so everybody can know about it. I think that's a great way of just also showing your skills. Because, you know, other people can easily outshine you on other teams. I think basically going to a team to build a program and getting your teammates involved as well, I think is a great way of letting a no name be well known.
I completely agree.
Yeah,
Kyle took the words right out my mouth. I completely agree.
So what y'all saying is that in about a few years, that we don't have to worry about UConn having that same dominance. Nah, but anything else before we get out of here that y'all want to tell the people, or where they can find your highlights?
You can find all of our highlights on Huddle. You have our names listed below. Kaya, Nikita, Taylor. You can find our Huddle. We also have NOVA Vemon YouTube, so I would check that out. We have an Instagram as well. I think NOVA Vemon 703. I'm pretty sure, and Twitter. All of that you can find NOVA Vemon on. for us personally, you can also find us on Instagram. My Instagram is just my name, and I don't know what theirs is, but yeah, it's all our names, so you can easily find us on there. Definitely go follow all of NOVA Vemon socials. You can find us on there as well, and the rest of our team, and you guys will see us together and how hard we work and how much of a family we are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I appreciate y'all time. Thank you for coming on this episode of Breaking Through the Glass Ceilings. Folks, make sure y'all check out NOVA Vemon. These ladies are coming, and before you know it, they're going to be playing on television everywhere.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
It means a lot.
No problem.